I want to see the judgment.
Okay.
Are you absolutely certain that this was a judgment by the Court of Oregon granting you $4,000 on the basis of what? A fraudulent transaction against the defendant. And you're sure that you're not using this threat of having a judgment as a way of getting them to fix your transmission. You're sure of that?
I'm absolutely 100% positive.
Good. Well, we'll find out, right? Because you'll have the papers.
I hope it's there.
Judge Tawalda?
May I?
Judge Tawalda.
Well, I have a question about some evidence from you, Mr. Mayor. There seems to be a voicemail that was transcribed from a Mike, and some of the words weren't very clear. Who is Mike? Who left this voicemail?
He's a cell manager for Lexus.
From their
Yes.
body shop. What is he saying about the transmission?
He said it was replaced.
Is that true?
Nothing that I was told. This is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Okay, can you take a look at the exhibit? Exhibit E says solenoid has been replaced in that transmission. They've got that done last week. So was it done or was it not?
The solenoid was replaced.
The transmission. I read the part about the transmission.
I'm just wondering if the way it got transcribed, because the fault I could find in the transmission pointed to the torque converter of the transmission.
Jesus, you're going right over my head at this point. Okay,
Sorry.
so listen. Was there ever an agreement to fix the transmission?
I think the manager and the owner, wanted to try and make it right with the customer.
Okay. Mr. Jacobson, if this is an as-is sale and you included the buyer's guide where it lists some of the major defects that the shop would not be responsible for, and that would include a transmission, then why attempt to try and fix a transmission?
Just out of trying to help them.
You see how that can be confusing, though? You say that you didn't tell the plaintiff that he could drop off the car and you'd fix repairs, but I'm inclined to believe that you did say that, only because you fixed several things on the truck. So, of course, in his mind, he's thinking that you're making good on what you said. All right.
We'll excuse you and we'll deliberate on this matter, subject to receiving that judgment.
This courtroom is now in recess. Okay, so before we start our deliberations, during our court recess, the plaintiff provided what he claims is this judgment from the Oregon courts, and Judge Corriero has been reviewing that for us. Do you have a report for us?
I do have. From what I can make of this document, it is not a judgment. It simply indicates that the plaintiff's claim for a hearing was denied. There was a counterclaim against the plaintiff, claiming that the above-named plaintiff, Mr. Mayer, owed the defendant, Mr. Jacobson, the cost of repairs performed after sale was complete, and this amount is still due. So, in effect, this is simply recognition that a counterclaim was filed as to his complaint.
Okay.
He alleged that he had a judgment, which was not true, and this paper proves it.
Do we think that was a good faith error?
No, I think he was trying to scare the body shop into doing what he wanted.
I don't think it was good faith. I spent plenty of time trying to clarify it for him, that there's a distinction between filing a complaint and getting a verdict.
Yeah, it would have been Exhibit A if there was an actual judgment.
Right.
But
Of course.
it wasn't.
So this is a little bit of a tricky one, maybe. I do believe to a certain extent that there was a representation made that if any repairs were needed, that they would be handled by the defendant's shop. But that his representation was limited to, if anything needs to be done before you buy it, we can handle that here in shop and I'll take care of it. But I do not believe for a moment that there was any representation or agreement made that there was some type of lifetime warranty on this car.
Right.
So it comes down to whether or not the defendant has any type of claim for the repairs that were done, that weren't paid for. And on this record, I come out as no on the defendant's counterclaim as well.
Defendant's counterclaim, I don't think is...
And if there was no expectation that he was going to be paying for the repairs at the time he took them in, they can't just now add them on top and sue him.
Right.
So I would dismiss both the plaintiff's claim and the defendant's counterclaim because there's no proof that there was any expectation of payment. So I think we have a verdict and it's unanimous.
Yes.
Excellent.